Hey, what's up guys? Colton here. I've got your bi-weekly fishing report for the Mid-Atlantic region from Chincoteague, Virginia on down to the Outer Banks. All right. In Chincoteague right now, the flounder bite is going off from Queen Sound on out to Blackfish Reef. So anglers are having a lot of success drifting live and cut baits as well as artificials like gulp swimming mullets along the bottom. The surf bite in Assateague is still on fire for big black drum as well as nice quality striped bass. Heading further south down the eastern shore, we get into Washapreague. Same report for Washapreague as Chincoteague. Flounder bites on fire, and a lot of your inshore fishing, black drum, striped bass, as well as puppy drum and speckled trout. There's good numbers of those catches being made in Washapreague. Heading further south, we have the eastern side of the east coast side of the lower eastern shore, and in the creeks off of the Wise Point boat ramp and stuff like that, there's really good catches of juvenile redfish or puppy drum, as well as speckled trout and flounder. On the western side, you have Cape Charles producing quality flounder and your inshore species like your speckled trout and puppy drum. And the concrete ships are still holding nice flounder and tautog. Heading around the point from Kipta Peak to the Fisherman's Island shoals, you've got the high-rise portion of Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, and the shoals around Fisherman's Island are still producing really nice quality bull redfish. People will start catching bull reds in different areas throughout the bay, even as a really awesome bycatch. But when the fall comes around, they'll start to congregate and move on out the southern portion of the bay to head back south. The entire span of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel is a great spot to look for tautog as well as sheepshead. And this is a really cool time of year for sheepshead and tautog fishing, because the peak of the tautog bite is starting to fade as the peak of the sheepshead bite is starting to come on. So you can get out there along the rock islands and fishing the pilings of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel and come home with a mixed bag of quality tautog and sheepshead. Cobia are being caught throughout the bay at this point. There's been catches in Mobjack Bay, the Pocosin Flats, the entire span of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, the ocean front outside the mouth of Rudy Inlet, and along the channel barkers and buoys. Cobia are really dispersed and providing a lot of good quality action. And so make sure you get your permit before you go out there and follow all your rules, because there's a lot of guys who are forgetting to report from last year that they didn't catch any cobia, and they're being denied access to permits right now. So gotta make sure you follow the rules associated with your permit and get online and get them. They're free. For the pier anglers out there, the fishing piers are starting to produce a lot of cobia. It's like on a daily basis now. The Virginia Beach Fishing Pier and the Ocean View Fishing Pier anglers are catching cobias. The inshore smaller like panfish stuff like the croakers, the spot, the roundheads, or kingfish or whiting, whatever you want to call them, those numbers are starting to increase like crazy. We're getting to that magical 70-degree water temperature that once it's sustained around that 70 degrees, the entire bay just comes to life. And whereas we've already had some Spanish mackerel and stuff like that, you start to see larger numbers of these fish. And so this is a really exciting time to be fishing the Chesapeake Bay. Moving down to the Outer Banks. The Outer Banks right now are popping off for Spanish mackerel. I mean, they are everywhere. Your sheepshead fishing, triggerfish, spadefish, all those kind of fish that you can find along the fishing piers are great to target right now, because we are in the middle of this COVID-19, businesses starting to reopen and stuff like that. But the fishing piers in the Outer Banks are still shut down. So if you're trying to get in and do a little fishing around that kind of structure, you're able to do it now a little easier, because you're not, you can't be within 200 feet or whatever the rules are for certain fishing piers in your kayak or your boat. But that's not exactly, I don't know, I don't think it's as much of a problem right now as the piers are shut down for fishing. But fishing structure for all those inshore fish, flounder, Spanish mackerel, triggerfish, sheepshead, it's all there and it's all available. There's been guides talking about sighting 50 plus cobia each day they're out there. Like this is a banner year for cobia fishing in the Outer Banks, and it's still pretty early on. So thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button And go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, okay? Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll catch you next time.